Cyclone Alfred in Australia stands out for several reasons that make it a fascinating subject for scientific study, especially for those new to meteorology, unlike most tropical cyclones that usually move quickly and make a direct hit. Cyclone Alfred developed as one of three cyclones and has been moving slowly and almost parallel to the coastline. One of the key scientific reasons for its unusual behavior is the requirement of warm ocean water, typically above 26.5 dCc, to fuel a cyclone. In Alfred's case, the surrounding warm waters provided plenty of energy, allowing the storm to maintain its strength even as it slowed down. When a cyclone moves at a slower pace, like Alfred's approximate speed of 16 kilometers per hour, the winds have more time to transfer energy to the ocean, generating sustained large swells. Think of it like pushing a swing. A slow, steady push sends it much higher than a quick, brief shove. This energy transfer results in very large waves that not only erode the coastline, but also increase the risk of flooding in low-lying areas. A common question might be, why do slower cyclones produce larger waves? The answer is that the longer duration of strong winds allows for continuous buildup of wave energy. Instead of a short burst of waves, the storm produces a prolonged swell that can affect a much broader area. These conditions can lead to significant coastal erosion, where the constant battering of high waves gradually wears away the land. Another aspect that makes Cyclone Alfred unusual is its formation. It emerged as part of a trio in the South Pacific, a rare event where three cyclones form from the same weather system. While the other two dissipated or moved off in different directions, Alfred remained active and continued toward the coast. This occurrence highlights the complex interactions between weather systems. In simple terms, when multiple cyclones form together, they can sometimes influence each other's paths and intensities in unexpected ways. Furthermore, scientists are examining how a warming climate might be altering cyclone behavior. As ocean temperatures rise, areas that once were too cool to support cyclone formation might now provide the conditions needed for these storms to develop and persist. With a warmer, more energetic atmosphere, cyclones may last longer, travel further, or even change their usual paths. Although historical records of such events are limited, current observations suggest that storms like Cyclone Alfred might become more frequent or behave differently in the future. For example, when comparing a typical fast-moving cyclone to Alfred, one sees a stark difference in the impact on coastal regions. A fast-moving storm might cause intense damage over a short period, whereas a slower storm can produce extended periods of high waves, leading to more widespread and prolonged erosion and flooding. This means that communities along the coast must be prepared for different kinds of risks, depending on the storm's speed and direction. In summary, Cyclone Alfred is an excellent example of how environmental conditions, such as warm water, slow movement, and complex formation processes, can influence a tropical cyclone's behavior. These factors not only determine the storm's strength and impact, but also offer clues about how climate change might be reshaping weather patterns. Understanding these scientific details helps communities improve their preparedness for future storms. How might these insights influence the way coastal areas plan for and respond to similar events in the future? The answer lies in better forecasting and more adaptive coastal management strategies, ensuring that even as our environment changes, we can protect lives and property. Cyclone Alfred formed as part of a rare triplet system where three tropical cyclones emerged simultaneously from a single atmospheric trough. The simultaneous formation of three tropical cyclones from the same atmospheric trough suggests a particularly active and favorable environmental setup. Such clustered formation is uncommon in the region, indicating highly favorable environmental conditions. The simultaneous birth of multiple cyclones demonstrates that minor variations in moisture and temperature can lead to diverse cyclone outcomes. It highlights the complexity and unpredictability inherent in tropical cyclone development. Imagine three storms arising at the same time from the same weather disturbance, with one developing stronger than the others. It's like planting three seeds in one patch of soil. While they share the same environment, slight differences in water or sunlight allow one to flourish more than the others. Cyclone Alfred has taken an atypical path by moving slowly and nearly parallel to the coastline instead of making a direct landfall. This slow movement prolongs the interaction between the cyclone's wind field and the coastal environment. The extended duration allows sustained high-energy waves to develop along the shore. Such a trajectory is unusual and increases the area's exposure to prolonged weather impacts. Imagine a storm that lingers alongside the coast for days, continuously generating large swells instead of quickly moving inland. It's like a slow-moving train running along the edge of a town. Its prolonged presence causes more lasting effects on the surrounding area. The persistent motion of the cyclone along the coast results in extended periods of high wave action, which can intensify coastal erosion. These prolonged swells have the potential to gradually wear away shoreline structures and contribute to flooding in low-lying areas. The continuous force exerted by the storm's winds increases the vulnerability of the coastal landscape. This unique behavior poses significant challenges for coastal management and preparedness. Consider a scenario where large waves repeatedly batter the shore over several days, steadily removing sand and weakening coastal defenses. It's like a steady stream of water slowly carving a path through rock over time. The constant force gradually reshapes the landscape. Warm ocean waters are essential for sustaining tropical cyclones as they provide the energy needed for development and intensification. Cyclone Alfred has maintained its strength by moving over regions where the sea temperature remains high. The warm water fuels the cyclone, allowing it to generate powerful swells and maintain a robust structure. Conversely, if the cyclone were to encounter cooler waters, its intensity would likely diminish rapidly. Imagine a storm that continues to draw energy because it remains over areas with consistently high sea temperatures, enabling it to persist longer. It's like a car running on premium fuel. When the fuel is optimal, the engine runs smoothly and powerfully, but with poor fuel, performance drops off. Cyclone Alfred is unusual because it is projected to make landfall in a region where such storms are infrequent. Historically, the area has experienced few direct cyclone impacts, making this event particularly notable. The scarcity of previous events means that local infrastructure and communities may be less prepared for a tropical cyclone. This uncommon occurrence prompts a reevaluation of risk in regions not typically associated with strong tropical weather. Imagine a storm hitting a coastal region that has not seen such events for decades, leading to unexpected challenges for local preparedness. It's like a sudden snowstorm in an area known for mild weather. The unexpected event catches everyone off guard and necessitates extra precautions. A warming atmosphere and ocean can alter the energy available for cyclones, potentially influencing their size, intensity, and track. Increased sea temperatures can provide additional fuel for storms, allowing them to sustain themselves longer and move further south than historically observed. Observations indicate that as ocean temperatures rise, the conditions necessary for cyclone maintenance extend to higher latitudes. Recent research suggests that the tropical belt might be extending further south, potentially allowing cyclones like Alfred to maintain their structure longer and impact regions previously less affected by such storms. Imagine a storm that remains stronger and lingers longer because the warmer sea conditions enhance its energy, altering its traditional path. It's like noticing that a plant grows more vigorously when the climate changes. The environmental shifts lead to noticeable differences in its behavior. Advanced satellite imagery and remote sensing technologies now allow for detailed tracking of cyclone behavior in real time. These tools provide continuous data on the storm's speed, track, and intensity, revealing its unusual slow movement and lateral coastal path. The real-time monitoring helps in issuing timely warnings and preparing for potential impacts. It also enables scientists to analyze trends and understand how environmental factors affect cyclone dynamics. Imagine a system that provides live updates on a storm's progress, enabling authorities to adjust their warnings as the cyclone moves slowly along the coast. It's like using a real-time weather app that constantly updates you on conditions. The continuous information helps you prepare and react promptly. Cyclone Alfred's unusual characteristics, such as its prolonged coastal track and massive swell generation, pose significant challenges for coastal communities. Regions along southeast Queensland, which are not accustomed to direct cyclone impacts, face heightened risks of coastal erosion, flooding, and infrastructure damage. The combination of altered cyclone behavior and climate change increases the uncertainty and potential severity of these events. Understanding these risks is critical for developing effective warning systems and mitigation strategies to protect lives and property. Imagine local authorities revising emergency plans to account for storms that linger along the coast. anticipating extended periods of high waves and erosion. It's like updating your home security system when you know that new types of break-ins are becoming more common. Preparing for future challenges ensures that you are better protected. The unusual behavior of Cyclone Alfred and its potential links to climate change underscore the need for further research in tropical meteorology. Scientists are keen to understand whether these trends represent a new norm or a temporary anomaly, particularly in the context of a warming climate. Ongoing studies aim to integrate satellite data, historical records, and advanced climate models to provide clearer answers about future cyclone behavior and coastal preparedness. The insights gained from this research will be crucial for improving forecasting, risk management, and our overall understanding of cyclone dynamics. Researchers at institutions such as Monash University are examining long-term trends in cyclone formation and tracks to determine if increased ocean temperatures are shifting cyclone patterns further south. It's like a detective gathering clues from various sources to solve a mystery. The more data they collect, the closer they get to understanding the full story behind these unusual events.